My name is Linda Delgado. I'm 62 years old. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Growing up in my house was a little sad and happy. My mom was a single parent, and she tried to do as much as she could. And I am one out of four children. And my neighborhood was a very tough neighborhood. Basically, there was a lot of fights, stabbings, gangs. It just was a bad neighborhood. My mother always tried to move us every single time the neighborhood got bad. We ended up in another bad neighborhood, but it wasn't that bad. We did a few moves around just to get better. As we continued to get older, we started to move and live in better places. Still tough places, but in a better place. Due to the fact of the areas I lived in, I didn't want to bring up a child in that environment where all that stuff will happen to them. So I decided that life was tough enough, the world was tough enough then. Why would I bring a child into this world to suffer? So no, I didn't want any children. With my kids, I fell in love with them. I had the opportunity to be a mother of twins, and I fell in love with them. You know, the day that I got them in my arms, I had one on my right hand, one on my left hand, and I just went outside. Then I was 47 years old, and I was living in Hollywood, Florida. I went outside underneath the beautiful sky full of stars, and I just sang "You Are My Sunshine," holding one in my right hand, one in my left hand, and I just fell in love. And from that moment on, they've always been my sunshine. And those are joys. I will say that the challenges were very small. The joy and the love was overcomes everything. And stories, I could tell. I could sit here for hours saying all kinds of stories. I get there to pick both Brian and Brandon, and the teacher tells me, something amazing happened today, and I was like, what? She goes, Brian was sitting in the lunchroom a few benches away from Brandon, and he was facing his back towards Brandon. The teacher had given Brian a small little lollipop, those like the Dum Dum lollipops, the small ones, and it's amazing how he was choking, but nobody realized that he was choking. But Brandon jumped up and ran over to his brother, not even being able to see him. He could see him, his back, and he was like 4 rows down. He started giving him the Heimlich maneuver, and he saved his life. He got that lollipop out. By the time the teachers got to him, Brandon had already done that. So I asked him when I went to pick them up, how did you learn that, and how did you know? He goes, I don't know, I just felt like something was wrong. And so I said, well, how did you learn how to do the Heimlich? He says, I learned it in a SpongeBob episode. And that was so funny because they were so young. I guess it's hard having one child, but two, it could be a challenge, but I never even thought about it. I just got up and did what I had to do. Every single time I saw somebody that had 3, I was happy because I said, I have 2 beautiful kids. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to have twins. It's amazing. You love one child, you have to double love, double excitement. A lot of people ask me, how was it? And I basically say, I'll do it again for them. I will do it again. I will start from day one with those 2 babies. It's beautiful to have children. They were happy children. I loved when I would drop them off in the morning in the daycare. They would cry. I would cry also. I would try to sneak away. And then when I came to pick them up, they would come running to throw themselves on me like they hadn't seen me in a week and it was just the morning. Those are the pleasures of having. So I can't say that it was hardship. I can't say, I loved every minute of it. I want them to carry on my recipes, their favorite pancakes, how to make them, which they already know how to do it. They know how to make rice. To keep the tradition in your life, things that I have taught you, memories that will always live in your heart, which means that if those memories live in your heart, I will always be in your heart, and I will be okay, and never change who you are. Never let anyone change who you both are, because you're perfect just the way you are. You're unique. God made you this way. Don't change for nobody. Be a wonderful man, a good parent. Nothing was basically a challenge. It was nothing but love. And love carries you really far, carries you everywhere.